So real quick before we get started with this video, this was like days before I was admitted into the hospital. So if you notice that I'm a little like winded and I seem like super tired, lethargic, out of it, kind of weird, that's why. This is kind of like during the middle of the entire incident that happened with me going to the hospital. I'm still super excited. It's like a game-changing day for me when this thing arrives, and I'm glad that I mustered the strength to get this all on video. So enjoy the unboxing, and I'll see you as soon as that's all done. We'll talk about the camera and my first impressions and stuff like that. So enjoy the video. I'll see you soon, and yeah. I'm totally guessing that this is the Leica. Oh yeah, here it comes. Hey man, how you doing? Have a good one, buddy. I'd say first impressions, it is absolutely beautiful. It's a lot heavier than I thought too. Okay, so I thought the first proper roll I would put in this guy would be a roll of Tmax 400. This is like my to-go-to film. Yeah, it's my jam. Usually shoot it at 1600. Since this goes up to 1/1000th of a second, I'll still probably shoot it at 1600. So let's try to figure this quick load out. So I know you do this, you turn it. There's that little nub. And this guy comes out. You drop it in this way. And it says you just gotta line it up in between there. Make sure the sprockets take it. Looks good. Flip that closed. Grab the plate. On the back guy. Put that down, lock it. We'll go to 0. All right, looks like it's loaded. Shit, yeah. She's good to go. What the f? It's crazy looking back at that time because I remember like falling in and out of sleep before FedEx got there and not. I just thought I was kind of tired, so it was such a weird event, but like I don't know. Anyway, This is it. This is the M7. It'll look backwards because I'm using my iPhone to record this. And I've currently been shooting this camera for 71 days. I put about, man, let's see, 10, 20. I mean, I probably put about 40 rolls in it since I got it. Only developed, I think, 12 of them so far. No, 14 of them so far. And I really haven't shared anything on my Instagram because I'm kind of saving this body of work. I don't think I'm going to share much of what I've been shooting during the whole quarantine until after quarantine is done. First impressions. Actually, first, before I get into the first impressions, I'll share, how about this? I'll share the first roll with you that I shot. It was a roll of, what was it? It was Tmax 400 pushed to 1600. I'll share kind of the best of those, and then I'll give you my first impressions and kind of the game plan for the Leica going on into the future. So check out these photos, and I'll see you in a min. Not much has changed in my 35mm rangefinder shooting, because for those of you who didn't know, I had a Bessa R2S before this, which is a pretty solid rangefinder. Like, it was definitely my baby. I shot that Bessa every single day. I put probably a couple hundred rolls through it in the couple years that I've had it, and it served its purpose. It did its job, and it got me to where we are today. I'm going to set this down because I just keep throwing it around. The Leica. It sucked because I had the Leica before I got sick, and then I got sick and I didn't get to... I remember laying in the hospital, like, kind of once I came to and thinking, like, oh, wow. Like, that's right. That Leica's here. And I think I put, like, 7 shots in it before I... Because I wasn't well, so I didn't get to go out and shoot it. But after I got back home and got my strength back, I kind of, the first thing I did was get a 10-pack of Ilford HP5, and I blew through that. Like, we would go to the grocery store, and I would just, like, basically shoot a roll while being out, or shooting a roll around the house, or going for a little walk, or having any little excuse to get out and shoot. And I have to say, when I first... talked to Chris Visser is the one who sent the Leica. It was kind of on a loan, not a loan. Yeah, well, basically he sent it for me to basically fall in love with and want to take it from him. So that's what ended up happening. I got to the point where I just couldn't live without this camera. And when I envisioned myself being a Leica owner, I thought it would be like an all black M6 with a 50mm lens. And it's funny because it's like the classic M7 with the silver and a 35mm lens, which I am so glad it's a 35, because I've been, when I shot SLRs all the time, my Canon FTB or my Nikons and stuff like that, I always shot 35mm or wider, like 28. So I just feel at home, and the frame lines kind of reach all the way around in this. So guessing with frame lines is something that you have to get used to when you're not used to frame lines. So, but the fact that this takes up the whole viewfinder is perfect. It's perfect. And currently have a Voigtlander 35mm 2.5 color scope R. And yes, I know it's not Leica glass, but I'm not a millionaire, so that's going to have to wait until the future to get some sort of a Leica lens, which I'm not. I'm okay with this for now. I mean, I get it, like a purist, yada, yada, yada. I mean, purists are pissed about the M7 regardless because it, you know, it needs a battery to function. So, but man, the shutter, the electronic shutter, the thing I love the most, and one thing I haven't done much of is taking it out of auto. So auto is basically aperture priority, and that is amazing when you're on the fly, when you're doing quick shots. All I have to do is kind of just set the aperture and go for it, which I always shoot 1600 or 3200 sometimes when I'm shooting the P3200. And I'm usually shooting at f22. I kind of like everything in focus. So this isn't like an in-depth review. This is kind of just like my first thoughts. And my first thoughts are I couldn't be happier. Like, I love the classic look of the silver and black. I love shooting 35 millimeter. It's just, it's amazing, and I couldn't be happier. So I guess stay tuned, because I will do like a full in-depth review as soon as I shoot enough. You know, I've kind of just been shooting like quarantine stuff, so I can't really give you like an actual like shooting street portraits kind of review on this right now, because I am not near people at all. So that's that. I haven't really shot many portraits other than cat portraits. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you can see my excitement. And why am I throwing my hands in the air like that? I don't know. I have a bunch of stuff planned for the future of this channel, and I've also been doing the We Believe in Film podcast again. I'll leave a link below to that. I'm doing these daily walks where I kind of just like talk about photography and things that I'm kind of into at the moment. There's a bunch of stuff that's going to be booming with that in the future too. I have a bunch of ideas. Just did a little questionnaire thing on Instagram and got a bunch of awesome questions, and I can't wait to answer those. But that's going to be it for this video. Guys, if you have any questions or you have any tips or tricks with shooting this camera, just let me know. I'm still new to it. I don't know much about the history of it. Something I'm going to dig in a little bit more. And now that it's mine. But yeah, that's going to be it for this video, guys. And I will see you in the next one. Later.